this is Liam Catterson here, and today we're going to do some kind of summary of my journey to volume through all 4 seasons and that, or all 4 volumes in case of RWBY and that. I don't know what to call it officially, but that will be dealt with when I deal with the title for the official thing that I'm reviewing. But yes, this is going to be kind of like a summary of like my experiences, what I enjoyed about RWBY the most and that, my favourite whatnots and yeah, all that kind of jazz. But yeah, I'll just go through them in categories like favourite characters, favourite episodes and whatnot. So, but first off, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me and who has, watched my RWBY reactions. I thought, it's just gonna, probably get a little bit of support, that's okay. But thank the Lord for Tortured Boy as well, because he was generous enough to, give a lot of people heads up that I was doing RWBY reactions, and that prompted a lot of people to come over and say, oh, Tortured Boy sent me here and that, and I want to thank Tortured Boy, of course, for being the ever so sweet, amazing person that he is. But also a lot of you who decided to stick around through all the happy memories and all the sad memories of RWBY. You know what I'm talking about. But no, it's been a wild adventure, and I think with a lot of, the support as well, I think I don't know, I think I'd be a bit more in a muddle in terms of RWBY reactions, because, as well as the support, RWBY fans would always help out and even spoil at times, but I think Alex was on top of that. But, no, they would help out at times if I don't know, pronounced something wrong or, guessed something incorrectly in that. But, I mean, not everyone's perfect, but I give it a shot anyways, don't I? But again, a big thank you to everyone who has stuck by me, and whether you will continue watching only RWBY reactions in the future or just stick around for all of my content, I just want to thank you all for sticking around with me with this RWBY adventure. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, list my favourite characters first, because there are a few characters, and especially the poll I did probably a couple of days for you guys. It's interesting for me to reflect. So, at number 3, it was hard to choose because I liked 2 characters, but of course only one could have the spot. It was either between Crow or RWBY, and I had to go with RWBY because she's of course the starlight in this show and that, but also her character, is not underwhelming at all. She's just the perfect character. She's just an amazing, got an amazing personality, someone bubbly and whatnot. And Lindsay Jones plays her spectacularly well, especially through all the traumatic scenes. She was just on point, and I just loved her so much. And she's evolved, I felt, from, the curious little thing that, kind of freaked out about joining Beacon at the start of Volume 1 to becoming the brave, soldiering character that she became in Volume 4, especially with all the carnage that's gone on. But RWBY's number 3. Number 2 is Nora. Boop. So Nora is just, I think Nora's a lot of people's favourites in terms of characters, because she's just got this really, really funny side to her, and she's just really amazing. But also I think with Volume 4 her character kind of expanded, and it just made me appreciate, it made me appreciate her even more, her and Ren. So, but Nora's just a fantastic character, and I just loved her, especially through, the happy days when she was basically like, for example, the break the legs comment. That will always stick by me. That's one of the best moments of Volume 1. But she's just a fun character overall, and I just love her so much. And then at number 1, Yang. Yang's just amazing. And I think her story has been really intriguing. Of course, we have not got... I felt that Volume 2 and reason Volume 4 has seen a lack of focus from her, but I think her story overall has been pretty good. And as you saw with me listening to Armed and Ready, of course, I just have a lot of hope for Yang coming into the Volume 5, especially with her missing arm, of course, how she was able to rebound from that. And I'm just looking at the bright side for Yang, but she's just a great character. The joke she pulls, the sass she has, the amazing character personality, and, the confidence she has, which is funny considering Volume 4, of course. you just love her. I mean, who can't love her? She's just an amazing character, and I just freaking love her. But I also love, you know, some of the puns she of course does. But overall, she's just a complete badass character, and I think everyone would love to be her. Yang is just bae. Yang is just amazing, and you know, I just hope we just do see a great redemption arc for her, following her missing limbs, of course. Missing limb, of course, and I'm not being the plural, but I'm hoping for a great redemption arc for her in Volume 5 and potentially Volume 6. I just really hope that in Volume 5, she, or whatever, she just does deliver the final blow to Adam, just because of the pumped up lyrics and that from Armed and Ready. It might not happen, but it would just be so, you just see me jump for joy if that happened. There are a lot of favourite episodes that I have with RWBY as well. I've got them down on the list as well, just in case, you know, I miss any out. I got Dance Dance Infiltration, that was really good. Players and Pieces as well. I think that started the whole kind of, I don't know, storyline development in terms of RWBY, because that obviously saw the formation of Team Juniper and Team RWBY, of course. But it also presented the first big fight of RWBY, so I really enjoyed that, and it was done really well. So it was, first impressions are important, and I think Players and Pieces were good, but also Dance Dance Infiltration was pretty good. It was the first kind of confrontation with Cinder and RWBY. Of course, they had that little confrontation in the first episode, but it was mainly against Roman. But it was a main confrontation between Cinder and RWBY, which was pretty good. Another part of Volume 2 that I really liked was Painting the Town, of course. It gave me Metal Gear vibes with Team RWBY up against Roman and that, but it was really good. I think it was the first episode that introduced Neo as well. Yeah, it was. Who's a character I hope to see in Volume 5, because I noticed she didn't appear in Volume 4, but I'm sure, I think she was confirmed to be alive. And she will be, I'm hoping she will be appearing in Volume 5. Fingers crossed for that one. But also the final part of Volume 2 as well was pretty good. No Breaks especially, where you saw Team RWBY have a real challenge. You know, as the White Fang's plan was trying to put into motion, and that failed, of course, with Breach being the massive slaughterhouse, and introduced Coco as well, Caffeine as well. It was introduced a lot of great elements as well. But it was really the calm before the storm as well, with the great events of Volume 3. No, but Breach was pretty good. It was an awesome ending. Not what I expected, but I wasn't complaining, because that was such a great slaughterfest as well. But it was so awesome. I think Volume 3 was my favourite volume of all 4 volumes of RWBY. They've all been pretty good, but there was a lot of standout episodes for, especially the latter part of Volume 3, which was really story driven, like Episode 7 I think it was, the beginning of the end I think it was, where we had a bit of backstory play into things with the Fall Maiden as well. That was really good, but I also, you know, liked how PvP was set up to be, like, how it set up the finale and that. Didn't like it personally with Penny dying, but yeah. What else? Episode 10, really great battle. It was really fun all over, especially how we got introduced to Kevin the Dragon. Episode 11, pretty awesome stuff as well, and that's where Yang's fall came into play in that, which was really powerful stuff. And then there's the last episode. I don't think we need to go into discussions about how traumatic that was. But no, I think Volume 3 was a pretty good volume, probably the best out of all. And I'm hoping Volume 5 does topple that. But I mean, Volume 4 was pretty good as well, but Volume 3 was, you know, it hit it out the park basically. Volume 4 was pretty awesome as well. I'm not going to deny its credibility and whatnot. And that had a lot of good episodes. Kiryuri was awesome. gave a great backstory to Red and Nora, who's officially my favourite ship ever. Yay! But it was great, and that played out well in the finale as well, especially how, you know, they revisited the Nuclear fight and how they kind of had flashbacks there. That was so executed. Finale was really good as well. Gave me a lot of hope. Gave me a lot of expectations for Volume 5. What else was there? What else was there? There was, I've already said that, Remembrance as well. I forgot about that. Forgot about how traumatic that was. But it was a really dark episode, that one, I remember. But also traumatic as well. It gave an insight. I think it was Wise's first appearance as well, which also, her story was pretty good in Volume 4. But also, you felt sorry for her, of course, with that piece of shit, Jacques. Also, a much needed talk was pretty good. It was really, really story driven. It had no action at all, but it was really good narrative, and it really was great. But it was also traumatic as well, because Crow had that obviously fatal after effect with the fight with Tyrion and that, and thankfully he survived, because that's not another death that I'd want to suffer, but that was a close call, and we won't be dealing with that again. Okay, Rooster Teeth? If you're listening to this, then we're not going to have any more of those close calls again. There we go. I don't think I could pick a favourite moment out of RWBY, because I've enjoyed RWBY a lot. There's a lot of standout moments, and there's a lot of moments in my favourite episodes that are really, really amazing. But I don't think I could pick one, because there's a lot of great moments. I think you'd have to give me another month to try and equate it, try and narrow it down, because RWBY's been so great. The fights have been pretty epic, and you know, delving into the characters has been pretty fun as well. The music has been on top point, and the writing has been really, really cool, especially for Volume 3 and Volume 4. It knows how to tug at the heartstrings, it knows how to delve quality, and it was really fun. The characters are pretty good. It makes you want to hate them, especially Jacques, especially Cinder. And there's characters, they really do mix things up a bit, which is really good. In terms of both heroes and villains as well, because I say, you know, you have people who you want to hate, you have people who you want to love in terms of villains as well, with Roman Tortwick as well. But also, you know, Neo, you got a bit of intrigue as well. So it's really fun, RWBY, and I'm glad that I really got into this because of the fact that it's so fun, it's so intriguing. You've got some, you know, thoughts about characters. They really diverse the characters really well. Because you got RWBY, you got Yang, you got Jean. These characters all have a unique personality, unique traits about them, and you know, that's even taken away their weapons, because, you know, wondering what their semblance is, which is, I don't think we got Jean's semblance at all. Like, I think we got a hint of it in Volume 1, but I don't think it was fully ratified on what his semblance was. So, unless I'm mistaken, then I want to see more of that in Volume 5. But, of course, for Volume 5, expectations, I think I did mention a lot of my expectations for Volume 5 in my reaction to No Safe Haven, but I do really want to see Yang kick the shit out of Adam, especially with Armed. I don't know why, that song gives me a lot of hope for Volume 5. But I'm expecting, you know, Winter and Weiss to meet up first before, you know, Team RWBY has their great reunion and whatnot. I'm not sure what to expect in terms of, maybe Adam will show up to, you know, fight, because we didn't really see him at all in Volume 4, bar the, you know, PTSD that Yang had. And I'm expecting he will, of course, show up. I'm not expecting RWBY to face Salem or whatnot until potentially Volume 6. But I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But everything was just so good about RWBY. I can't wait for Volume 5. I want it already. I can't wait to see how, you know, Ren and Nora are, because it looked like they were confirmed in the final episode. Might be lying. Well, I'm not lying, but I might be mistaken, but it looked like it. Fingers crossed, because they're my favourite ship now, so yeah. Jean, I can't wait to see him. I think he's become a great character, greatly evolved, and I think the death of Pyrrha has really, really, you know, built him up better. Because, of course, he was the comic relief character on Happy Days, of course. I keep referring them to Happy Days because they were Happy Days, and from Volume 3 onwards, it wasn't really, really, really happy. But I'm excited to see where Jean goes, of course, for the future and that. But also, I just want to follow more Yang's story in that, because she's chosen to go to visit RWBY and that. But I think Raven will pop up somewhere, because you had that choice with Raven or RWBY. She chose to see RWBY, but I think Raven's going to bump into her at one point. Can't wait to see where Crow goes after his near-death experience. He's fit as a fiddle, basically. I mean, he showed that after going to the bar after nearly dying. Typical Crow. But I just can't wait to see, you know, what happens for Volume 5 and that. What, you know, will become of Mistral. Will it fall? Will it be prevented so it doesn't become another Beacon problem? Because we've got Professor Lionheart, who is obviously in allegiance with Dr. Watts, and, you know, he's going to become a bit of a problem in Volume 5. So, it's going to be good. So, Volume 5 is looking pretty awesome. You can, if you want to check about a bit more in depth, because I feel like I'll be repeating a lot of stuff I said for Volume 5, I'm sure I did, you can check my No Safe Haven reaction at the very, very end. But, no, everything about RWBY has just been pretty good. I just really loved it. Like I said, I really love the support that you guys have given. It's been a real treat, and I just can't wait for the future. Because RWBY has been an exceptional series. Music, pretty awesome and addicting. Story writing has been really quality. Like, I didn't get the, like, in the Reactors League chat, everyone was so obsessed with RWBY. I didn't get it, now I do. And it's really good. So if you haven't checked out RWBY, you should, because it's pretty awesome. And I can only expect that Volume 5 is only going to, you know, expand potentially. I mean, Volume 4 wasn't the best of season, but it still gave out great quality writing. And, you know, there was never a dull moment for Volume 4 in my opinion, but we'll just have to wait and see how Volume 5 progresses. It's certainly going to be a big one, with RWBY potentially, Team RWBY potentially reuniting, the potential fall on Mistral in Haven, and who knows what else is going to get thrown, like Winter and Weiss reunion, potential Yang and, you know, potential Adam Psyche as well. Everything about Volume 5 is just so hyped at the minute. But, like I said, RWBY has been an enjoyable experience, and I've really enjoyed reacting to these videos, and I just want to react to more RWBY. But I have to wait until October like the rest of you, because life isn't there. But I just really loved it, and I just want to thank everyone who's, you know, supported me, who's really enjoyed my reactions, because, you know, when I do a reaction and when I see the support there, it's so motivating. But I just really found RWBY to be a real treat. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait for the future. Everything about RWBY has just been so awesome. I don't think I could have a bad word about RWBY, to be fair, if I had to think. Except for the guys who made me cry. Not the best idea, was it? But, yes, made me feel. It made me feel. It made me so much feel. But like I said, they've written the characters so well to the fact where you have to love them. Even if they're enemies, you can love them as well. Like Roman, I mean, who doesn't love him? Shame about what happened to him. It was swift, but oh well. No, but you just love to hate characters as well. But they've written their characters so well. The story writing has been so brilliantly written. And like I said, I don't think I could pick out a favourite moment out of RWBY entirely. Because it's, like, there's a lot of great moments. If I had more time, I'd probably choose a, like, top 20 or something. But probably for another day. But I'll wrap this up. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's enjoyed my RWBY reactions. And if you're going to stay with me for the rest of my reactions, be it Doctor Who, CW shows or whatever, or if you're just going to stick around for my RWBY / Rooster Teeth reactions, I just want to thank you all for those who supported RWBY. You are stars. You are stars. But yeah, I'll wrap this up before I go on any longer and babble a bit more. But thank you again. Like I said, RWBY has been an amazing treat. Recommend it to your friends if they haven't seen it. I know I've missed out a lot. Take it from my word. But yeah, you can check my videos on the right if you want to watch more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys take care. I will see you guys next time. Toodles.